we've received quite a few calls and emails at the OECTA office locally, and I know that provincially they've been answering as many questions as they can through FAQs, but I thought I'd put this together in order to answer some more Wellington-specific questions. So generally speaking, this is what we know. It's pretty standard across the province. When it comes to secondary reporting, we're only going to input percentages on the provincial report card. We are not going to input learning skills, and we're not going to input any comments. The only exception to that would be for K-coded students, alternative reporting. For those students, we are going to input the standard comment as we normally would for students on an alternate program. In their percentage, you would select ALT instead of giving them a number or a 0. And on the alternate report, generally there are 3 or 4 frames. Each frame has its own specific expectation. And for each expectation, we are using just a very simple statement. And that statement is student is approaching expectations or student is meeting expectations. There's no elaborate explanation. There's no next step provided. For the pathway change form, these forms are used in the core subjects, English, math, and in the sciences. For example, if a student is in academic English and the teacher feels that they should move to applied level in the following year, or if they're in grade 10 academic and the suggestion is that they move to the college level the following year, or if they're in grade 11 university level and the suggestion is that they move to college level the following year, this form would be used to compile that information. So we're going to use the forms as normal, and the Bishop Mac template is simply a class list with some columns that are provided. The final mark can be put in, and then because this is grade 10 academic English, if student A was changing pathway to college, we would check the box saying that they are recommended for college. The default, though, is that if students are in academic English, that they will move on to university level in grade 11, and so there's no need to check the box for every single student. What we've been advised from Provincial OECTA is that students will receive this information when we achieve a resolution to bargaining, or if administrators decide to share the information with parents themselves. So we are not to provide students with that information on the report card. Usually we do it in the comments. Since we're not going to be providing comments, we're not going to share this information with students directly. Neither are we allowed to reach out to parents by email or by phone to share these recommendations. I know it sounds harsh, but this is the position that Provincial is taking. We cannot reach out to parents. Now, if parents call and they ask how the exam went and how their son or their daughter performed, then you can answer questions at that time, but we are not allowed to reach out to parents to discuss pathway changes. For the assessment profile, this is the first page of the assessment profile. Usually these are filled in for students who are not successful for earning their credits. We're only going to partially fill these out. And so the top part will be filled in, a recommendation will be filled in, reasons for the recommendation will not be filled in. For the assessment profile itself, this is a sample assessment profile. We're only going to fill in the first page, and you fill it in as you normally would. The second page for credit recovery profile, any information with respect to specific expectations and their level of achievement, those will not be filled in. Any information about any assessments and levels of achievement in different categories will not be filled in. We already know that learning skills are not going to be filled in, and no comments will be provided in the student assessment profile. So as I've suggested, we're only going to include the marks. We're going to select the option on the first page, and then we fill in nothing else. Again, using the Bishop Macdonell template for report card summary, this is going to be completed as usual. Your site might have a slightly different form. And finally, a couple of other considerations. I know that student success, guidance, department heads are involved with promotion meetings in addition to administrators being present. Those promotion meetings can continue as scheduled. And finally, I've had questions with respect to the ELL assessment rubric. These are to be completed as usual. I hope that you found this presentation somewhat useful. As always, if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us at the OECTA office. You can reach us by email or by phone.